There is something which I stated on this platform in a very simple way. That the politics of 2022, the 2022 presidential elections, is actually going to be won and lost in Western Kenya. Western Kenya is going to determine 2022 general election. And already from all indications, the politics of that region is taking shape. And I can easily see from afar that Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula are likely to be forced by circumstances to work together. And I can also see from far that Moses Wetangula is not going to support Raila Odinga in 2022, whether he's going to run for the presidency or not. I can also see from far that Musalia Mudavadi is likely to run for the presidency. But even if he won't run for the presidency, he's not going to support Raila Odinga. And we also know that Western Kenya politics has always revolved around Raila Odinga for a very long time. If you go to Busia County, that's actually stronghold of Raila Odinga. You go to Kakamega in the last election, Jubilee Party could not even get 15% of the votes, despite the fact that through computers they managed to win a few seats, almost all seats from that region. Vihiga County, even when Musalia Mudavadi contested for the presidency, still voted for Raila Odinga. The only place Raila Odinga has always had issues is actually Bungoma and Trans Nzoia. And that's why in 2013, Raila Odinga saw more value in bringing in Moses Wetangula into CORD. And with the support of Moses Wetangula and Fort Kenya, Raila Odinga was able to carry the day in Bungoma County. But all those are likely to change. They are going to change based on the strategies which Raila Odinga is currently putting in place. Raila Odinga has lost Musalia Mudavadi and he has also lost Moses Wetangula. So in his strategy, Raila Odinga is bringing on board Governor Wycliffe Oparanya, who is actually the ODM deputy party leader and also planning to run for the presidency. He's also bringing on board Eugene Wamalwa. And Eugene Wamalwa, I stated, is actually the guy who is likely to take over the leadership of Fort Kenya. Remember, Moses Wetangula is likely to lose the fight in Fort Kenya. So if he's going to lose that fight, not Musalia Mudavadi, Moses Wetangula is likely to lose the fight in Fort Kenya. And if he's going to lose that fight, Eugene Wamalwa is going to take over. So today I want us to look at the strategies which Raila Odinga has put in place to ensure that Western Kenya will remain with him. But before we do that, if you are bumping on this video for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and hit the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, you get notified. Now back to the main issue. Before we go into the strategies which Raila Odinga is clearly using in Western Kenya. Last week was a very busy week. We had Ford Kenya coup led by Secretary General Eseli, Simiyu, and Wafula Wamunyinyi, and Wangamati. Then we have that major meeting at Ndugu Francis Atwoli. That meeting is actually going to change the direction of the politics of Western Kenya. And then we also had Mudavadi, who was meeting several key players, especially the Team Tangatanga from Western Kenya. And if you want to understand the role of Raila Odinga, when Eseli Simiyu and Wamunyinyi staged that coup in Fort Kenya, Musalia Mudavadi called for a press conference and blamed Raila Odinga for that coup. And there are also reports that even the ANC party is also not very safe. It's also likely to go. But the last 3 days, something very interesting happened in Western Kenya. And it got me thinking. Eugene Wamalwa and Oparanya, who appointed the lawyer spokesman replacing Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula, embarked on a tour of the region. On the first trip to Bungoma, they met resistance from a group of youths. Those youths were, maybe they were paid or not, but they met resistance of the youth. You could understand that Bungoma is Moses Wetangula's stronghold. And then those youths stopped them and they left the food donation there and they went. What surprised me most was that this team were not accompanied by people I consider influential from that region. How can Eugene Wamalwa and Oparanya go to Bungoma and then go to Kakamega and tag along Muskari Kombo and Noah Wekesa? I mean, with all due respect to those people, they've played their part in this politics. But their time has already elapsed. My expectation of someone like Eugene Wamalwa and Oparanya, I expected them to involve new emerging leadership from Western Kenya. I would have expected to see Edwin Sifuna accompanying them. I would have expected them to be accompanied by the Kakamega Senator, Cleophas Malala. I would have expected them to be accompanied by the nominated Member of Parliament, Ososi. I would have expected to see them being accompanied by Caleb Amisi and probably even by the Busia Women Rep. That team is a strong team, is a lethal team. And I'm sure with that team, this small heckling they were facing would not have been tolerated. That heckling was even happened in Kakamega, the home county of Governor Paranya. How could such thing happen? In my view, this team need to review themselves well. And if possible, even bring on board Rashid Echesa. If they'll manage to bring Rashid Echesa on board, then the politics of Western Kenya shall have been completed, in my view. And if they can't do that, then these young men from Western Kenya, in my view, I strongly hold that they hold the key to Luya unity. They can come together, start a very strong force in Western Kenya. And whether Raila Odinga will support them or not, they can form a very formidable force, that team. And that's the team Musalia Mudavadi and the team should actually be working with. But now back to the main issue. What's Raila Odinga's strategy for Western Kenya? I want to base my arguments on what I've seen happening in the past 1 or 2 weeks. The first strategy which Raila Odinga is using, in my view, is that Raila Odinga is trying to elevate key political players from Western Kenya. Raila Odinga has lost Musalia Mudavadi. And in his place, Raila Odinga is bringing on board Governor Oparanya. Governor Oparanya is serving his second term and therefore is not eligible to run again as a governor. And if the constitution will not be changed to accommodate the regional government, then what next for Oparanya? Likely is going to be appointed as a cabinet secretary. But the other option for Oparanya is to use this opportunity to garner courage and even contest for the presidency. But I'm sure Oparanya will not contest for the presidency as long as Raila Odinga is still running. Because something tells me Raila Odinga might actually run in 2022. So if he runs, then Oparanya and Joho are going to play a key role in the cabinet. So Oparanya has been brought on board to checkmate Musalia Mudavadi. In Bungoma, let me call it Bukusu, Eugene Wamalwa is being elevated. And my expectation is that Eugene Wamalwa elevation is likely to help him. I had a lot of hopes in Eugene Wamalwa, especially his politics. But from all indications, he's really disappointing because there's no way he can attempt to revive Kombo when there's other very strong men and women from Bukusu land who can actually, even if they're not elected today, who can actually be used and get elevated. So Wamalwa will deal with the issue of Bukusu. Whether it's going to deliver or not is something I still can't tell. But Raila Odinga needs someone strong in Bukusuland, and I can't see any other person than Eugene Wamalwa. And of course, I'm told even people like Muhiza Kitui are planning to make a major comeback. So if this new team in Ford Kenya will succeed in consolidating that part of Western Bungoma and Trans Nzoia, the better for Raila Odinga. And that's what Raila Odinga is aiming at. And I'm sure Eugene Wamalwa has been a cabinet minister now for 10 years, for 7 years, is likely to contest for Trans Nzoia gubernatorial seat. And that's why someone like Chris Wamalwa had to go. Chris Wamalwa is also planning to contest as a governor for Trans Nzoia on a Ford Kenya ticket. So that's number one, the first strategy. The second strategy is direct engagement with the supporters. Expect a lot of presence of Raila Odinga in Western Kenya after the end of this corona. That's something we should expect. Currently, Raila Odinga is actually allowing these guys to engage directly with the contacts on the ground. He met with the TESO leaders. Those are the same team which has always supported Raila Odinga. The Kakamega meeting also happened, where Oparanya and Wamalwa met with the elders. The Bungoma one, I think, aborted. So by those direct engagement by this team, so they are setting the ground for Raila Odinga. So when Raila Odinga will come, then he will just take from there. So in a nutshell, after this pandemic, we should expect Raila Odinga. We should expect to see Raila Odinga more in Western Kenya, because after the last election, how many times have you seen Raila Odinga engaging with his supporters in Western Kenya? You go to Bungoma, where Raila Odinga has very loyal support base, and that support base was forced to support Moses Wetangula. Now you expect Raila Odinga to go to those people directly. Number three is, I think it's also a strategy, is that Raila Odinga is actually causing confusion in these political parties from Western Kenya. We must expect a lot of confusion in Amani National Congress. Remember, initially Musalia Mudavadi was the leader of UDF, and UDF ilienda tu hivyo. He was not careful. Today is also the party leader of Amani National Congress. But I was reading somewhere that probably even the documents he might not have. Someone like Orsosi could be having the documents. So when Ford Kenya will go, then this ANC party, also a lot of problems will be created in them. There's going to be a lot of confusion. And because the politics in this country is likely to kick off almost immediately, Mudavadi will not have time to reorganize another strong party, because Mudavadi has really spent a lot of time, money, and resources in developing a ANC party. And today, by the way, I really respect Musalia Mudavadi, especially the efforts he's actually been making in rebranding ANC as a political party. ANC party is not standing out. When they are out there, you'll know. When they are in Accra, you'll know this is ANC party. It's unlike Wetangula. The fourth strategy, which they are going to use, is the project tag. Mudavadi is going to be tagged a project unless he will decide to run. Wetangula is already a project already. None other than the former vice chairman or the former deputy party leader of Ford Kenya, Boni Alwale, stated very clearly that him and Wetangula are already in Team Tanga. So they are going to be tagged projects. Because since Raila and Uhuru are together, it will be very difficult for the same people to come and work with them closely. So they'll go the other side. And by going the other side, they'll be easily branded projects. And lastly, these two gentlemen are going to be branded as loyal leaders, not national leaders. Kenyans are going to be reminded about the leadership of Ford Kenya. The chairman of Ford Kenya, the party leader of Ford Kenya, who is he? Who is the Secretary General of Ford Kenya? Both of them coming from Bungoma. Who is the deputy party leader? So they're going to be reminded. You go to ANC, where the party leader Mudavadi, Secretary General Moloka, the chairman, the guy from Mombasa is also another lawyer. So a lot of things are going to be used to portray these gentlemen as lawyer leaders who are not yet ready to take over the leadership of this country. And to make matters worse for these guys is that they don't have the support of Francis Atwoli. Francis Atwoli is the only man from Western Kenya who has the ability to mobilize leaders from Western Kenya around an individual. So if you wanted to propel Musalia Mudavadi, Atwoli can do that. If you wanted to propel Moses Wetangula, Ndugu Francis Atwoli can easily do that. But that's not going to happen anytime soon. So in my view, those are the strategies which Raila Odinga is likely to use in Western Kenya. And whether he's going to succeed or not, we'll leave it to time. But for now, I'm sure Busia is safe for Raila Odinga. Kakamega is still safe for Raila Odinga. Vihiga is half safe for Raila Odinga. So the only challenge is only going to be in Western Kenya. I mean in Bungoma and Trans Nzoia. And Bungoma and Trans Nzoia will depend on how Eugene Wamalwa, Eseli Simiyu, and Wafula Wamunyinyi are going to manage for the Kenya, and whether they're going to open it up to other individuals to join. That's my take. And if you're bumping on this video for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and hit the subscribe button so that next time you produce a video like this, you'll get notified. And to the subscribers, please, help me create interactions. You've been so good to me, helping me do that. Just share the videos where you can, drop your comments where you can, and give the video thumbs up if you can. Thank you guys, and please, may you have a good day.